seconds left. It's going to come down.
Faber making a third as he looks up. Bacon up, finds the draw. Three. Stunning here from...
Hello everybody and welcome to day 1 of the SCS Season 6 Stage 2, Qualifier number 2. I am Lynx, joined by Benny. And this is it, Benny. Well, technically not it, but this is the last qualifier for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this is the last qualifier we have really announced or talked about, so this is the last chance for you guys to get into Stage 2, and, well, what's on the horizon after that except Pro-Am? That's like the only thing we have really on board, I guess, really, besides that.
That is true. There is, of course, the tall shadow of the Pro-Am looming in the distance, but right now we have a qualifier, and I believe, Benny, we actually have, I think, some number over 50 teams or so signed up, so very solid number. A lot of teams that'll be going into the Swiss system, of course, if you want to take a look at some of the teams that, well, aren't playing yet, teams that have already made it in. Let's take a look at the qualified teams, the teams who have already made it for SCS. We have just one spot in each of these groups left to fill, Benny. Just one more.
4 more teams. You guys can join these other teams in these 4 groups. And yeah, these are teams that were re-invited from last stage and teams who have made it from the last qualifier. Those teams namely being Achieve, Aerial Rise, is it Aerial Rise, a different Aerial Rise roster? No.
Yeah,
Chess Club.
It's weird. It's weird.
In West Garfield. Those are the 4 teams that made it to the last qualifier, and then the other teams that made it from our last stage that were re-invited. But yeah, you were one of those teams. You can put yourself in one of those 4 groups. Hey, you got a chance, one more chance, one last chance.
Yep, and well, it's this one. And if you haven't signed up, unlucky, I guess. That's just real unfortunate. If you're watching this, you're like, oh crap, I did. You can't anymore. So, unfortunate. But let's take a look at now that we've seen the qualified teams. Let's go take a look at the participating teams, because we all know these. You know that 12 teams. Sorry, no, math is hard. Those 12 teams. Let's take a look at over 50 new / old ones. Of course, some of the bigger names on this screen in particular, we have Juicers. They did not compete in the previous qualifier, but they did compete in and win the SCS standalone tournament that happened between stages 1 and the qualifiers for stage 2. We also have teams like Lycus Empire, the org coming back to the T3 scene with a very different roster. Upper 5 Kazuki, who are a pug stack of, I believe, Rift, Adapt, Nacho. Some names you've probably seen around the amateur scene, but not in a while. But Benny, let's just address the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room.
We have a new Wichita Academy team, but it's actually an old Wichita Academy team.
Yeah, I will say it's a new team, but not really new at all. It's just a remake of an old Wichita Academy team that's back once again to try and get into SCS. So, and JJ, he retired for all of what, 3 hours?
I think the number was 3 hours and 39 minutes was the official score.
Like,
so it was it was lunch break. It wasn't even a sabbatical. It was a half day at school. Is what it was.
He took a recess from
yeah. He had a very long recess. Yeah, it's the Wichita Wolves Academy roster that played in, I believe, the first qualifier of stage 1. Maybe qualifier number 2 as well. I can't remember, but I know they competed in the first one. So, again, new roster, but also old roster. Then we have, of course, CL teams like Nocturnes and Outlast. And probably a CL level team in the favelas. We talked about Aerial Arise kind of being a weird team. Well, that's because it's... What is Benny? Is it 2/5 of Aerial Arise?
Let me check the roster
plus a couple
again.
other people. Because I know it's Kento and Wimpy who are on Aerial Arise. And then I think it's what? CZ... Afer.
No, CZ's not on there.
Not
CZ's on Aerial Rise. You're thinking it's DS, Gomez.
No. I'm talking about Aerial Rise. I'm saying who's on that roster.
Aerial Rise is CZ. Yeah, CZ. I'm talking about favelas. No, yeah, it's
No.
Aerial Rise is like CZ, Wimpy.
Yeah, you get the point. I made the point. You get the point I'm making. Favelas is Gomez, Diaz, Lucas. So again, 2/5 of Aerial Arise, like the actual CL team, and then I believe Dexter, Kroll, and Fish.
Yeah,
I'm correct.
Yeah, you're correct.
So again, it's just a lot of weird stuff. Going on right now. Then I'd say the other big team of note was In Control. You know who that's our. It's just a pug stack of all my friends.
Yeah, it's a fun roster just to see, and people you wouldn't expect. You actually might. Yes, I wouldn't expect, but I expect Yusuke and Bone to go off. I didn't expect Jazz to go off though, but he did.
Yeah, one game. Let's not
One
get
round.
ahead of ourselves.
But otherwise, other teams like X, Okami, the same roster we saw before of Lava, Exo, Rice playing against again. Mystic
Believe-
Academy.
I believe actual Kami do have a couple different. I think Indies on it, so
Oh
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And he's on it, yeah.
I think actually if we're using the 3/5 rule in this case, I guess it's technically still 3/5 of the previous team. It's like Exo, Lava, and J Slime, and I think they added Wi-Fi and Indie.
Oh yeah, they did, yeah. So they don't have
Which-
Rice anymore. Rice jumped on another one.
Which I just can't believe that. I want to listen. No disrespect. Wi-Fi on a CL team? That's kind of wild.
What? You keep calling them CL. I don't know if they're a CL team anymore at this point. Do they even have the spot anymore? Even?
I don't know. I don't know. I just I'm trying to look on the bright side. And then we have Mystic Academy, who again, kind of like Witch to Wolves Academy, have been an ever rotating cast of characters. I believe this one has a Natural on the roster. He's a friend of mine, so take that as you will. Then we have teams like a FNAF Fan Club. That name is just interesting. We have Noob Slayers, who that was the team that had Trist and Pengu on it, though I do believe that Pengu is no longer on the roster. If he is, he's just a sub, but I don't think he'll be playing. I'll be corrected or proved wrong if that's not the case, but pretty sure. Then we have GUSIC,
correct.
another team to note, who are, Benny, I'm sure you can attest, they were in Qualifier 1 prophesized to be the best team ever. They kind of fallen off, though. Not the best now.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not. They've shown their weaknesses now, and everybody's like, nah, GUSIC ain't that crazy. They're decent, but unfortunately, they still haven't made it through the qualifier. So I guess at this point, we really can't call them a good team, can we?
And then of course, if you're actually if you've paid attention to SCS in particular, we also have Emergence on the screen, who have they've actually competed in SCS for quite a long time. I know, and I'm pretty sure, going as far back as SCS Season 4. Perhaps even before that, SCS Season 3 maybe, but if it was before that, I don't think it was 1 or 2, but SCS Season 3 or 4, this org in general has been a part of this league in particular for quite a while. I do believe it's like Warrior, Son of Finn on this roster, so yeah, still actually some familiar faces for SCS in particular returning.
So is Quantum Enterprise, is that like a corporation joining SCS? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's actually it's our new sponsor. They have a team in the game. That was a joke. I was joking. I believe we have another list of teams, another page. Yes, we do. Not gonna lie, I'm
Oh yeah, that top left one, totally.
definitely confident. Benny, say that one. What is it?
It is, of course, it is the pen is mightier than the sword.
Shut up. I hate you. Now, unlike Benny, I'm not a scaredy cat. Next one is Chronic Whoop Ass. That is Braxton's team. Trying to remember the roster, but unfortunately there's 52 teams, and
Hitman's
I
on
can't
it.
keep
Still on
all of them. Yeah, it's Braxton, Hitman, and I think Panic.
Yep.
Panic R6 again. And then on the roster it says Prem Shiesty and Med Shiesty. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know who those guys are.
Agreed.
But Braxton's team did okay last week, so
Yeah, they actually had some pretty good moments, but it was also Hitman like doing what he does best, apparently.
that is also true. Hitman did do well.
Yeah. Then we got Eclectic, of course. Eclectic's been around the block.
Can't
Good
forget
to
to
see
mention
them keep trying. They were in last season. They haven't made it back this stage though, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they can make it once again. And then we got Breeze's Kittens.
Yeah. And that's all we're gonna say about that.
Yeah.
And
keep
then
going.
we have Team Shiesty, who, as you know, it's like, oh, Thinking Nade's come back. Oh, he's on Nocturne's Academy. Well, Thinking Nade is still opting to play in the T3 scene. Big ups to him. Always appreciate, the veteran coming down and try to give some tips and tricks to the newer players. Not just try to keep the amateur scene down in the dumps. But of course, I do believe, Benny, we also have creators at least listed on the roster. So
Yeah, I don't know if he's
even-
playing or not.
I don't either, but he's at least on the roster. So in that case, that could actually be pretty scary. You also have Moshizo on the roster, who I believe that's Lauren, if I do recall correctly. I did cast her, so
Yep.
It is
Correct.
Lauren. And she's also quite a good player. So Team Shiesty actually might be a team to look out for out of all of those players.
That Team Shiesty might be the one to come up top. But either way, we got other teams
what is
like...
Shiesty? Like, what is
I
it?
don't know. You had Shiesty from the other team.
Here,
from
you
freaking
talk about the other
Braxton's team.
you talk about the other teams. I'm gonna look up what Shiesty is.
You look at what Shiesty means. But yeah, after that we got teams like St. Louis Lions, we've seen quite a bit. Old Man and Co. Actually, who's Old Man and Co? Oh, that's nobody I know. Oh, Hawks. We got Hawks. We got Gohan, PKers. So there's some people I do know from Twitter at least.
So, Shiesty, according to Urban Dictionary, usually refers to an action that is greedy and or inconsiderate. When someone is shiesty, means they don't think about others. Okay.
That kind of describes it.
There's also a rapper called Pooh Shiesty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Who's currently in federal court.
I guess that makes sense based on his name.
Moving on.
Also, somebody took over the name Frenchies & Co. It's not
that is actually true. I saw Frenchies & Co. For context, Frenchies & Co. used to be Aerial Rise Academy. Did it not?
Correct.
Yeah. So somebody has now co-opted that name. Thankfully, since it is an orgless team, they will also not find themselves in federal court. It is sort of in the public domain. You want to draw an analogy. But of course, to round this out, you have teams like That Way's Kittens. That's just a team. Roblox fans, also a team. 99 Burglars, who I think have actually been in every single qualifier, but I don't think they've made it to closed. But I do recognize their name.
Yep.
And I always like the one where I was like the one-word teams, Raven, Eevee. Infamous. Great game, by the way.
I don't really bring that to PC because I don't play that actually too.
I don't know if it's good enough to deserve a port, but
maybe it's a few games you can make it. You can repackage into one.
I guess you could. So yeah, those are our plus 50 participating teams. But Benny, we have to nail something down. We have to give you a top 16 of some kind of teams to look out for, and well, these are them. Wrong side.
Hey.
These are them. You think I've been casting for almost 2 years now. You think I'd finally recognize which side is left or right on camera, but I haven't.
But yeah, we had to pick a top 16 and go over what teams we think are going to go through this bracket, and we tried our best. That's all we can say.
Yes. We did.
Top 4.
It's always difficult when you haven't seen the teams played, but as Benny said, top 4, we have Juicers, Favelas, Eclectic, and In Control. Juicers we put there because, well, they did win the standalone tournament, so gotta put them top 4 somewhere. Favelas, just the kind of the skill on this roster is pretty massive. Gomez, Diaz Lucas, Fish, Kroll, last time I casted him, he did pretty good, so there's a lot of skill there. Eclectic, it's eclectic. They've done very well both in the qualifiers, even though they haven't made it in the regular season as well, and then In Control because they also did well.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, based on last performances, we kind of ranked these teams. But hey, this could totally be wrong. Didn't ask. Of course, they did well last time. They made it to. Did they make the close calls? I think they did. They made it to close calls.
Yes,
Upper 5 GUSIC is based on Lynx's knowledge. I don't know too much about these players, but he ranks it pretty well.
Yeah, it's got players like Rift, Nacho, Adapt on it. Yep. So I figured, hey, those players, pretty good last time I saw them. So they'll probably do well here.
Yeah, and then we got Team Shiesty Beast, of course. We talked about Creators and Thinking Neighboring on the team. If they're both playing, if they are, we expect them to do pretty well. And then Okami, based on the previous performances and we've seen these players before, so we know they're going to do well, even if they're not really a CL team per se anymore.
Yeah, and then of course we have numbers 9 through 12, I think so. I've never been good with numbers. Then, as you can tell, Benny kind of alluded to it. I took some creative liberties with this bracket. He was kind enough to give me some discretion, and I am hating. Benny, I am currently a hater for Challenger League. Thumbs down. Y'all have been slacking. Y'all have been absolutely trolling us on the desk, on the pre-show. Like, what's up? What's going on? I put Okami, Nocturnes, and Outlast, technically the 3 CL teams. I put them bottom 8. Or, I guess, technically Okami I put top 8. But I put them low because y'all have been underperforming, especially you, Outlast. I'm looking at you when I say this. Of course, then you have Wichita Wolves Academy, Chronic Whoop-Ass, who, again, I don't think they'll do top 8 well, but I can comfortably put them in top 16, especially JJ. He might not make the league, but I think he'll put up a good fight. And then Chronic Whoop-Ass, same story. But the story here, y'all CL teams have been trolling me, and the rent's come due.
They've been trolling our predictions for too long. And then we get the bottom last 4 from 13 to 16. Noob Slayers, of course, based on their last performance with Pengu, though. They don't have Pengu in the 4 anymore, so that's why I kind of ranked a bit lower. Yo-Yo Dog, I have no clue. That's Lynx again. He has that amateur scene knowledge I have no clue about.
I wouldn't call this amateur scene knowledge. It's just, I was like, oh, I know Iski and Mello.
And then we got Lycus Empire and Mystic Academy.
Yeah, Lycus Empire, Mystic Academy. I do know some of the players in this roster. I do know Spider. I do know Natural. However, their performance in the past couple qualifiers has been incredibly inconsistent. So do I think they'll do well enough to merit a top 16 placement? Probably. Perhaps I could even say yes. However, I don't feel comfortable enough placing them higher than that. So hence they are number 15 and number 16 to round out our list. But Benny, in case you were not aware, the bracket is live.
Yep.
Bracket is live.
We already picked the game.
We have already picked the game. But, and as you can see, it's Outlast GUSIC down below. But before we take a short break, just so you know, ease back into it, prepare ourselves for the matchup. This entire pre-show, as always, is sponsored by Mike and Ike's, the fruity, chewy candy that has always been one of our favorite two sponsors. We have two sponsors. They're both our favorites here at SCS and NerdStreet as a whole. So thank you, as always, to Mike and Ike's for helping us both power up our games and power up this broadcast, thanks to your loyal support. But Benny, as I said, the game is Outlast GUSIC. Quick, one sentence. How is this game going to be?
It's going to be whoever can do the basics better. Whoever's going to just... Actually, no. Who's going to swing more? I'm going to go with that, actually. Who's swing more?
Benny said this game will be described and settled by who is going to swing more. In that case, GUSIC is going to win. Will that happen? Well, we'll find out after the short break. We'll see you then.
B3, make that a 1v2.
2 seconds left. It's going to come down.
Favor making a third as he looks up. Fake it up. Finds the draw. Three. Stunning here from...
There once was a tournament during the season of snow, filled with contenders of might, with names Deez, Ligma, and Joe. Their road was a trying one, wrists aching with cramps. In the end, victors rose. We call them Winter Champs. Before they departed, they left us these words. Our journey's just begun, all thanks to the nerds.
Make that a 1v2.
2 seconds left. It's going to come down.
Favor making a third as he looks up. Fake it up. Finds the draw. Three. Stunning here from...
We were so excited, we cut the break short. Howdy, everybody. We have a game. Outlast versus GUSIC. I am Lynx, joined by... Nope. Benny. There we go. I keep forgetting it. And yes, as I said, we do have a game. Benny said this would be decided by who will swing the most. I agreed. And that means GUSIC will probably win. Unless Twist goes huge.
Yeah, let's sound like Twist does go huge. Because, yeah, we have Outlast. Previously talked about this team has changed a bit. The core has been that Jewel, Athena, and Nomad. They Panic walked off, and so did Genesis. So they brought Twist and Woos, and we got GUSIC, which is Amp, Teddy, Baxwell, Tristan, and Unlimited. We've seen them do well previously in that first qualifier. That's really about it, though.
That is true, in all fairness. Plus, with the addition of Woos on the roster, which I can't remember if they competed with Woos in the first qualifier, but I know he is a newer addition. He is a newer addition on the roster. So, with the gunplay of Twist and Woos, I do think there's a good chance they could come away with this. After all, it is a best of one. On the flip side, though, Team GUSIC no longer have EJ. They are no longer handicapped. So, I think that means that GUSIC have a little bit of a better shot. I, of course, joke. EJ's a fine player.
When did they,
that one was for Grave.
When did DJ leave?
No, EJ wasn't really like on the roster. He was just kind of like helping out for a little bit, and he decided to play with them. He wasn't like a core 5.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess I personally think it's based on who swings, and I don't know. I've seen Twist play. Twist has been crazy, and you saw him during the SI quals when he was playing FPL Queens. Crazy player. If he goes off, definitely think Outlast wins this. I haven't said who's played though, so it's gonna be interesting. And then we've seen, Jewel, Athena, some of those players kind of pop off in their own right during CL. But at the same point, this has always been Outlast has always been a roster we've seen go up and down, not really truly improve, which is unfortunate.
and the two players who would kind of like make things happen, make opportunities for Outlast in game, they were Panic and they were Genesis. And so once they both left, it was just like, oh, okay. But, however, as you said, we did see Twist pop off with FPL Queens and on other teams since then, and this is the kind of environment that Twist thrives in. Sure, he might not be on a pug stack, he might be on, well, an actual team this time, but it's still a best of one in a qualifier where aggression and gunplay are usually the name of the game. That is what Twist, and the style that Twist likes playing in. So, sure. I do think of all the times here he could be powered up and that could give Outlast the edge. But Benny, Outlast have been struggling under every iteration so far. I'm just not confident. I'm not feeling it. I am not a gambling man, and Outlast have gone from safe prediction in Stage 1 Qualifier 1 to the gamble in Stage 2 Qualifier 2.
It's always been like in CL we started like kind of betting on them like back in like the beginning of stage 3, kind of end of stage 2, kind of started betting on them, and we're like, okay, they've had time to improve, but they're looking good.
I was defending them.
At first we're defending them, but then like stage 3 goes on, and they're just going. It's just been they go up and they go down, up and down, up and down. And well, here's the map videos. Where are we going to? Oh, it's the good old Oregon. Ha.
We were talking about it. I was like, oh, sweet. GUSIC versus Outlast. With an aggressive team versus a team that is less aggressive. But with two very aggressive players. This is going to be a fun game. Oh, no, we're going to Oregon. A map that tries to constrict that playstyle as much as possible. Yes! Now, to be fair, while it does constrict that playstyle, this map does rely on more so actually taking gunfights as an entry. You can't really use verticality all that much, for example. So on basement, could see players like Twist, once they get to the attack, kind of making things more exciting. I'm down with that. So unlucky that Oregon is the first map, because Benny and I being excited is now not as relevant.
Yeah, I'm not really as excited anymore. But at the same point, I guess my previous point that I was going to say was the basics, and I guess that's what we're going to get really tested here with these two teams, because that's what Oregon is. It's just, can you do the basics? And then on top of that, if you can do the basics, you can take gunfights, you're probably going to win. I say probably, but same point, depends on how the teams do. That's just kind of vague.
Here's what I will say though: if we are maybe shifting the focus to who can do the basics, I know Athena has a lot of YouTube videos and TikToks about
I haven't seen those.
How to do X, Y, and Z competitive thing in the game. So
I've been seeing his posts about them.
Exactly, him and Pox. I've been seeing both of them nonstop. They won't stop being recommended to me. I don't even have TikTok, and they're still getting recommended to me. If anybody can make their team do the basics in this lobby, it should be Athena for that exact fact. Is that logical? I don't know. I more so thought it was funny, which is why I said it.
It's a good tangent, a good point. If you've seen him make those videos based on like, oh, here you could do Oregon default, Oregon basics. So it's like you'd expect maybe his team to know that and be able to execute it.
When we actually get the map ban phase done, I might actually look up and see if Athena has done a video about Oregon basics.
Just I wonder if he has or not, actually.
Pull it up and put it side by side with the game. Like, okay, Athena, see how you do it. Starting out a defense, are you running those defaults?
What are you guys doing? Why? What? You said this, but you did this. What's going on, man?
You're talking about the basics of a freezer laundry push, but you're running glass. What is the point?
You said glass. It's like going back to like pre-reconstructed Oregon, where they'd bring glass on laundry. And they'd
I was about to say, to be fair, I mean, hey, maybe you try to push down laundry, throw out a smoke grenade, try to get somebody to plant on the laundry machine. You know, put the glass bottom laundry stairs, hold through the smoke. I don't know.
You can't do that anymore.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to make it make sense. You proposed the idea.
Well, I meant like you were talking about. We can't actually do it anymore because you can't plant on the laundry machine.
Oh wait, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. That's why I said it's not possible.
I forgot.
Anymore.
I was thinking about old Oregon again.
Yeah, that's old Oregon. Yeah.
Those were the days, weren't they? Planning on laundry machines. You have to
I don't know.
Climb up a ladder in Clubhouse Garage.
Yeah, you talk about any pro that likes, glass just walking through his own smoke and just going.
I forgot about that. He was just.
Yeah, he just, and then when they bumped up the DMR's fire rate, and everybody's like, "Why did you do that?"
I did not cast the in-glass meta. I did play it though. That wasn't fun. I was not a fan.
Or Old Cafe. I didn't cast that meta either, but called Old Cafe when you had the bomb site outside or in bakery. Oh, those were the days.
I want to be honest, Benny. I can't remember Old Cafe.
Oh, really? Did you not play?
I
those
can't.
days?
No, I did. I've played since launch. I just cannot remember Old Cafe. I just can't.
You just
It's like,
memories.
it's like that scene in Game of Thrones. Like Robert Baratheon is talking to Cersei, and Cersei's like, "Do you?" For context, Robert Baratheon did not want to marry Cersei Lannister. He wanted to marry an initial girl named Lyanna Stark, who ended up dying. Won't talk about it. And Cersei was like,
Spoilers.
do you? It's literally in season 1 before the show even happened. Shut up. And Cersei's like, do you still love her? And Robert's like, you want to know the solid truth? I don't even remember what she looked like. That's me. I've played since launch, but the solid truth of it is, I barely remember what Old Cafe looks like. I couldn't tell you. This is just how Cafe has always been in my mind.
Hey, that's interesting. You know what's funny? I actually stopped reading Game of Thrones because I got so far to the part where all the characters like died. You get like book 5 and it's like
I don't know if I
4.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do. I'm not going to spoil anything. I have read all the Game of Thrones books. I think they're good. But I don't know if I'd agree with that characterization.
That's just me. Hey, that's just how it was. That's why back when I read it. But either way, I would say the fact that we'll see how these teams play in Oregon, see how the basics go up for them, and if they can play it directly. Team GUSIC has always been the team that we always tell them like play some crazy plays. They have great gunplay, but they haven't made it so far. Maybe that is an issue because maybe their basics aren't there. Maybe that's why they haven't made it.
Well, if there's anybody that can teach it to them, it is Thanos, as he is called in game, as he likely knows the Oregon basics. And we'll see if he does. They are starting out on the defense OUTLAST R, so they'll start out with the first ban. I imagine we'll have Thatcher ban first. That would be my guess, followed up by a hard breach from GUSIC. I don't think we'll see a Zofia ban in this game. We'll see a Thatcher, though. So I'm right so far.
I'm assuming it'll be probably Habana or Maverick. The thing is, if Maverick's banned, though, then the question is, do you want to ban Kaid?
That's a good point. I imagine we'd see a Cade ban after that point, but oh well, we actually will see a Zofia in this game. That actually, never mind, that does make sense. Twist is a Zofia LMG lover, so
Aficionado.
yeah, and he's a Zofia LMG enjoyer, so probably a good ban by GUSIC. Cade, next ban though. We talked about the possibility of it. We'll actually have it, though with no Mav ban.
Interesting. Well, and last ban's probably going to be either Mirror or Valkyrie. I would assuming it'd be
Probably
Valkyrie, but Mirror is also really strong though.
Yeah, but Valkyrie, I feel like Mira, she can be strong on Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be Valkyrie. Yeah, Mira can be strong on Oregon, like, not saying she can't, but Valkyrie is just just universally good on every map, especially Oregon.
Well, how many times
Just
does
get out
Zofia
of the
ban
way.
not really do much? Because then you just play Finka.
Yes. That's it. I mean, you don't have to deal with the LMGE.
Then you just get the, what's the name of the LMG on Finka?
It's
That
like
crazy
the,
thing?
is it like the 6P41?
Yeah, because it's like
Something
a
like that?
Russian. It's like a Russian rifle. It's ridiculous.
It's actually a Russian light machine gun, Benny.
Yeah, well, I meant that.
I thought a
I said
military man like yourself would understand the
I
distinction.
said rifle backs and get out of here.
Wow, cannot believe it.
You make it sound like I used a whole load of guns when I was in the military. I didn't use that many guns. I only used like an M16, an M240 Bravo, an M249, an M4.
Pulled out the Bravo. Wow, what a guy! What a guy! First side up. I believe it's. I was about to say, okay, I believe it's basement. I wasn't quite sure though. And coincidentally, Benny, we talked about whether the possibility of the Mira or the Valk being banned. Mira has not been banned, and Woos will bring her in the very first round. It's either one or the other. I feel like either we're like, oh, we'll see if they bring her, and then the team that left Mira up just doesn't bring her at all, or they bring her every round on the defense. Time will tell if this will be a necessary component of Outlast strategy, and we'll see if Woos will bring her all rounds, or whether it's just on basement. Right now, saw him place one Mira. Oh, we have not seen him place
Yeah,
yet.
I guess the question is, are they default mirrors?
I was gonna say, I imagine we'll see him placed on the closet wall, which he's doing right now, and then one on the freezer panel as well.
Actually, yeah,
Maybe my
usually
guess?
default. Yeah, usually those are the default mirrors you'd expect. We have seen some of those
He
crazy
hasn't
mirrors,
put
like
it down yet, though.
placing it in between that rotate in
There we go.
laundry into the supply room. I remember that one. That was interesting. Having that there so you could watch that single wall if they push for that plants. But otherwise, yeah, it looks like the pretty basic mirrors, basic strats here from Outlast, except Twist playing inside of Big Tower for the moment, looking for a kill on as maybe one unsuspected member of Team GUSIC. But otherwise, the question is now, how are GUSIC going to play this? Because with the mirrors, going for the laundry freezer play is, I wouldn't say impossible, but very, very difficult. Something you just not a fun time. Not a fun time.
Thankfully, though, Hibana is unbanned, so that well, you could bring Ace as well, but if you wanted to bring either, and Teddy is bringing Hibana, it is a little bit easier to deal with. Oh wow, Tristan almost gets a kill as that's Atheno who peeked his head out for just a little bit, but realizing that that'd be a stupid way to lose his life, he'll immediately rotate back. But they do have those Hibana pellets to open up that mirror window. Maybe they won't get the opportunity depending on how Twist plays his cards, but now that Unlimited has sent out an air jab to cut off the Jaegers rotate up, I don't think we'll see anything.
Well, I think the issue too is like, sure, the Hibana is available and you have the X-Gyros, but the problem is, unless they use a Twitch drone, if you shoot those X-Gyros, if someone's either playing Freezer or playing the Laundry rotate, you can easily just shoot off those X-Gyros though. So that's where the issue comes into play. The Twist though, hey, the Twitch could be a good thing though. If you can get those electro drones into the right places, you could taser or not taser, laser those open up real quick. And I actually think once in closet, grenade comes off on Athena. He's still alive though. I think they at least destroyed the shield. No, the shield's still open inside of the in the thing. It looks like the Twitch drone did go off and actually did destroy the mirrors.
They managed to open up that mirror window, so the X-Kairos getting impacted. Kind of sucks. Utility lost. We still got the mirror window. Doesn't matter, though. Wu swings it anyway, and Tristan is caught pushing down the freezer stairs. Teddy, though, right behind him to try to avenge his fate. Nomad kicked out of the lobby. Easy refrag. Good one. Now 4v4. A stalemate at the moment. Baxel was by himself for just a little bit, but he has one of his teammates rotating down to help him. I do believe that is that Unlimited? I think it's Unlimited. Well, either way, I know Teddy's by himself. Yes, that is Unlimited. He gets the kill onto Woo's, likely saving Teddy's life. Smoke grenade sent out, caught by a magnet, so the entry and the execution into the site halted for a moment as the utility has now been displaced by Atheno's utility. He's also prone right next to the 90-degree turn into the freezer, so if anybody pushes up without thinking, he could easily get a kill. And as he bides his time, Jewel will not only get a kill using some of his utility, Atheno finally strikes. He shoots for two, but he misses the second shot. Schrady's now worked his way on in, gets a kill miraculously in 1v2. Twist the only one left. He spotted one of his prey inside a freezer, but Shrady can play coast to cover this plant, and he gets the kill. No problems at all. Bit sloppy, Benny. Gotta be honest. But a round win is a win, and GUSIC got it.
I think the big thing there is the fact that Baxel on the Twitch is able to get both mirrors though with one Twitch drone. Big impact there. Nullifying both those mirrors and then having the smoke grenades was good there. Now, of course, Nomad disconnecting wasn't great anyway.
Yeah, first one got shot immediately. Or not immediately. First one got shot. Second one got both mirror windows.
Yep.
That's impressive.
That's impressive from Baxel. Great job. And then in fact, and then at the end they're like, well, of course, Nomad leaving, not great. You're already down. You're down a man already, and you're down another man. Nomad's return at least though. But that was kind of the big thing there, losing that man, and then they kind of pushed though, getting those picks, able to trap the person in the corner by the mirror because they couldn't leave because the mirror window was open, and I think it was not Unlimited, but I believe it was Teddy was already playing inside freezer, so he can't leave from the corner by the bomb chassis. And then Unlimited pushes forward from Laundry. Nobody's playing that closet area because the mirror window's open, so nobody's covering for the person in the corner. They get pushed out. They get pushed out of closet as well. Just great frags from GUSIC. And then unfortunately at the end there, I feel like the end could have been somewhat recoverable because you saw one get a pick, get 2v2, make it 2v2, get that pick where Atheno gets the kill inside of freezer. But then I don't know what Twist was doing per se because he's kind of just in pillar by himself. You might get seen by Shrady, turns around, but that allows Shrady then to just go in freezer and finish off Atheno, leaving Twist in a 1v2. So again, kind of interesting decisions in that moment, but it's crazy. Things happen in the last moments.
Yeah, and Nomad being there probably would have made things a little bit different. I don't know if it would have swung the round in that last favor, but it would have been even 2v2, assuming he hadn't died. So
yeah.
As the man count got down, his DC was more and more impactful. Outlast will say, hey, you know what? Even though it was close, even though we had a player DC, let's move sites. Let's go upstairs. Let's try out dorms. And still, I believe, run, for the most part, the same operators they did before. Woo's has changed from the Mira to the Aruni, so not going for that Mira setup on dorms. Instead, with the Goya, I believe we might have an extension into Armory.
Yeah, we saw this last qualifier actually. Remember they opened up that wall, that half of that wall between Trophy and Attic, and they play the angles from that side if they push Trophy and they push white stairs. This is we've seen before.
This is a I don't know if I'd say a common setup. This is definitely an iteration of a dorms defense we've seen before.
Yeah. Not exactly common, but still, we've seen before. I think the big issue last time was if the team can somehow evade or push past those open holes.
There's a dude there.
There is a... No, he gets droned out. Woo's is like, I'm walking away. Oh, he got shot from the window too, so... And he takes a bit of damage, but for the moment, he looks like he's trying to play a bit more aggressive remember, it's like Woos and Twist. I wonder how aggressive they're gonna get, because that's kind of the only real difference when it comes to the defense at that point too. Would be just to play, maybe go for a kill in the beginning. But looks like he's just gonna back off after getting droned, and they're gonna wait for Team GUSIC to do their work.
Yeah, if you get misdroned, you could probably make a big play there. But the moment a drone spots you, especially if you've pushed all the way into small tower, just leave. Just try to run, because exactly that can happen. Somebody starts shooting through a window, and you can get very easily cut off by a very readily accessible angle to the attack. So, good on the Rooney, not getting too aggressive. Ooh, wow, I was about to say, Jewel getting aggressive on that hatch, trying to find an angle onto anybody in kitchen. There was somebody there, and now the player outside of dorms no longer there. Unlimited also getting a kill. I believe that's on the big window. Yes, it is. Who's also, we saw him get aggressive earlier. He just swung big window. 4v5, don't know if it's the exact moment to start trying to make a play, but either way, he pays for it. Now OUTLAST in a 3v5.
Interesting. No man without a sight. But so far, like, I think the big thing we talked about last time we saw this same strat was the fact that the team that we were casting never pushed Attic, but we can see Team GUSIC already pushing Attic. They've already gotten the holes open with the Maverick, and so far be Nomad. Already Shield Destroy is going to play off it, but he sees the drone, and the drone's actually the distraction. They get some kill. Twist gets a kill, and Teddy in return. And this Atheno, great kill. Can't get a kill, actually. No, he does a kill. Downs one, but the second person, Shreddy, who was already low HP, then swings and finishes him off. It was a 2v1 trade there. Now it's down to Twist coming back to site. Bax doesn't get picked up, so now Twist, he's got to find a way back upstairs, evading the members of Team GUSIC. And it looks like one player is going downstairs to hunt him down. Shreddy, he actually knows he's downstairs inside of kitchen. Maybe he does. Maybe he has an inkling from one of his team members, and he's just sitting there. And Shreddy's like, "What are you doing?"
Honestly, Benny, Atheno doesn't kind of whiff that mag. I think they win that round.
It would have been a 1v1 on site.
I'm like 98% sure if Atheno doesn't whiff that mag, they win that round.
Because if he had downed Shreddy and not put him on low HP or killed him.
Well, because even then, he downed Shreddy with like the latter portion of that mag.
Oh no, you're talking about Baxel and Shreddy. So,
yeah, right there.
Yeah, he downs Baxel with the end of the mag. He already lit up Shreddy in the first part. If he had just killed Shreddy instead, would have been a different round.
Yeah. But of course he didn't.
Yeah.
Unlucky. GG, go next.
Even before that, just the fact that they lost two players early too. Who's swinging the big window, and I don't remember how the other kill one happened. What happened to the first person?
First person was Jewel peeking the technically the dorms hatch, looking down into kitchen / dining.
Yeah.
And Tristan saw him.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a over-aggression inside of the site. I think Atheno had the right idea. He tried to make a play inside of dorms to bring the man count back, and it very narrowly worked, because if he kills Shreddy, for whatever reason, Baxel was just sprinting into pit after. So if he just has more bullets and he didn't whiff the first, if he got the first kill, that's probably a two-piece right there, and they probably win that round. That doesn't entirely excuse the couple misplays that happened earlier on, especially Woo's swinging the big window for some reason. But it's another round where, honestly, if just one thing is different, OUTLAST probably win it.
Always a little thing sometimes. Especially with, and this is the kind of thing, we see some good basics from OUTLAST, but then there are these plays that you just kind of don't understand per se from some of the players. And that's always kind of, it's lost them some rounds that have been crucial. Just, the games in CL and games here. So we'll see how now we're going back down to the basement for OUTLAST for another try. Lost 2 in a row so far to Team GUSIC. And well, on that basement defense last time, it was close. It was just leaving one player being DC'd, losing some crucial fights, losing both of the mirror windows, also an issue. They weren't able to get rid of that second Twitch drone from Baxel, which did a lot of work for a team. Dealing with both mirror windows with one Twitch drone was huge from Baxel. Well, this time it looks like they may be trying to evade those mirror windows and go from the backside instead. It should allow the OUTLAST players probably will push back and change their positions based on the fact that they hear a lot of movement towards that big tower side.
Teddy now joins the fray, so there's a hell of a lot of movement over towards that side of the map. You can already see Twist aiming over towards that location, playing just outside E-Box right now at that bunker doorway. Tristan also holding an angle into pillar, but the Goyo not trying to get aggressive just yet, still content to hold his angles, play his own game, wait to see if he can push in. He now does, but clearly Tristan not finding that angle just yet. The next step, likely for Team GUSIC, will be to try to push Twist out off of that doorway using those X-Kairos, which Teddy has aimed over towards that area. Can they be shot from inside of the site? Yes, they can. Will anybody do it? It appears not.
Oh, no bad.
There we go. Never mind.
last second. Baxo will see once again get shot out, so they know he's there. A grenade, if they can burn the ADSs, they could try to grenade him out, and grenade comes out. I believe it's already been burned. Yep, great grenade from Shrady, though he does turn actually, so Twist actually takes down Shrady. Otherwise, but Atheno still playing well. He takes down one drop from the hatches Tristan, so now that diffuser is sitting inside of E-Box, and the rest of Team GUSIC now to figure things out. It's been still 4v4, still time left for this round to turn either way.
And Jewel hasn't been pushed out of bunker just yet. He still has one toxic canister remaining. Should be careful, though. If Woos or Nomad fall, you'll be one of the only post-plant utility remaining, but as long as those 2 C4 stay up, you could probably use the final one just to choke out 10 more seconds, get off, put in that pocket reinforcement. First C4 goes out, Unlimited, instead of shooting it, just decides to run the hell away, try not to succumb to the explosion. Within that time, not only does Nomad get a kill, gets 2 at that. Unlimited was blinded by his teammate's flash, so he couldn't push the Goyo, and that ended up costing 2 of his teammates their lives. Now, OUTLAST have the man advantage. Atheno is on 1 HP, though, and if Jewel dies in bunker, that means Woo's the only one left. He looks away at just the wrong time. Still, no! Doesn't manage to win it. It's whiffed gunfights all around. Maxwell still the only one left on 1 HP as well. Him and Atheno can share that fact. Woos is the one standing tall for the moment, and OUTLAST get their first defensive round off time.
Oh, what a round from OUTLAST there, and it was close though. As a beginning start where Twist down straight, but straight through a grenade, perfectly cooked to kill Twist. Kind of a trade there. Then you get a kill elsewhere by Team GUSIC onto another player from OUTLAST, and so they just go into a 44 in the last minute. That's kind of the issue here as Team GUSIC. They didn't do a whole lot with the first 2 minutes, unfortunately. GUSIC unfortunately came to that for last minute where they're just trying to get something done, and from there it became the point where that push, that flash that Link was talking about, that was just, I guess, mistimed from the side of Team GUSIC. That throws the fact that now Unlimited can't push with that flash, he's blind. So the last other 2 players from Team GUSIC are pushing straight towards Nomad from bunker. And actually, I think it wasn't bunker, it was a drop from the E-Box hatch. And well, it was the fact that then Nomad was ready for it. He was ready for both those kills. He just kind of laid them both together. And unfortunately from there, now it's a 2v4 where now Team GUSIC have to try and bring those rounds back from Unlimited or from Baxo to try and get those kills. And yeah, that's a lot. That's a tall task with only 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I think, or something like that.
Also, keep in mind that Team GUSIC have already won 2 rounds on Oregon Attack, so they're kind of chilling right now.
Yeah.
And now if they win the tertiary side that OUTLAST are going to right now, it's not looking the best for OUTLAST on Oregon in our first game of qualifier number 2. Of course, if they win this, we're looking a little bit better, especially considering that last round was also a bit of a stronger one from the team, something we sorely needed to see after the first 3 rounds. Problem is with the meeting defense, Benny. Of course, since GUSIC aren't bringing a thermite, it might be a bit different, but if you open up that stage wall and that attic wall and just hold some of the necessary angles, very easy to get a plant down.
It looks
Especially
like
if you have a
they're trying to figure that out by having that long angle from Z through the meeting wall towards stage. That is an angle I don't really see very often because of, Z can be difficult to hold depending how you play it. But that giant hole, and they have a shield there in Z as well pointing that way. So someone with a long optic can hold maybe stage from that angle, but is it enough to maybe deny a plant? Usually teams will have someone like, Jewel right now, play by the stage as, Alibi, play as Maestro, play as many different operators, just play by stage and, deny the push if it happens. But so far, Team GUSIC, they haven't really pushed towards the big tower. It looks like that's a full 5. Pushing upstairs to deal with the roamers on the top floor. Even go for that kitchen plant later on. We're going to see Twist in a number, I believe, in Woos, try and hold. How long can they hold this top floor? Or are they going to run away at the first sight of pressure?
Twist gets the first kill onto the Hibana of all operators, but Trady's been doing the majority of hard breaching so far. Still a pick that GUSIC are struggling to really answer back, and on top of that, well, everyone from the defense has now vacated the premises. Twist got that first kill, said, you know what? Waste about a minute. We got a pick. Might as well rotate back, not give them an opportunity to even the man count up, but that does mean they see top control very early, and more importantly, seed control of this hatch. Jewel, if he wants to contest it, he has to get aggressive, try to take this fight, and right now it's a 4v4. Things have even back up. You lost the Hibana, but GUSIC have now gained a pick on the Echo.
Yeah, I think that was playing in Z as well, so even if they had that top floor control, that Z angle they've created is now pretty much kaput because they have that top floor control. Sure, they don't have a dedicated soft breacher to really take that advantage of that top floor control, but even just a little bit they can do, whether it be the breaches with those, maybe even with some grenades or some explosives from the Matero drone, they can still create some angles to deal with, to push back some of these defenders. And the question comes, well, there goes Woos as well. So these players, one by one, using that added control, takes down Woos. So another player goes down, and Team GUSIC, sure, they don't have quite the control. Maybe they can't exert that vertical control, but if they can keep getting these kills, another one there. Great grenade from Strady. This is going to fall quickly apart for OUTLAST. If someone doesn't start getting aggressive and start taking some kills, it looks like Twist will be the first one to try that. He sees the butt of one, downs him, finishes him off, and he's going to back off knowing that he doesn't want to push it so far. But at this point, the rest of the players now of Team GUSIC probably can push on to site if they can get rid of Jewel. But Twist is in a great position here inside of security. He's waiting for a drop, waiting for what member from Team GUSIC to push the way into kitchen. Jewel himself, also playing split, has a long angle into sight with that Alda to drop down. Stray walks in one. Twist doesn't down him, actually. Doesn't get the kill. Finally does get two. Can he get a fourth? Can he get an ace? But no, it's down. But Jewel's going to finish him off for him. He's going to get that last kill for Twist. And that's quite a round for Team GUSIC to lose.
That was looking like a very solid round. Sure, they lost the X-Kairos and that Hibana. Yeah, it sucks. But you've gotten that top floor control with a minute left, and you then got a pick onto the Echo, and then a second pick because of that hatch as well. That is looking very good for a meeting hall attack. If you have that vertical control, at this point, you have completely compensated and then added to the manpower you lost. But there you go. Twist play right there, pushing up that top floor. Catches them off guard. The flank watch a little bit lacking for Team GUSIC. And then, of course, he works his way into security, and it just seemed all hell broke loose in the comms for GUSIC at that point. Sure, they might not have known that Twist was right. Maybe the comm was a bit too late. He did work his way into security fairly quickly. And maybe those shots were just lucky. Maybe Twist was just spraying to spray. But things were already collapsing from a very strong turnaround for GUSIC. And it seemed, again, kind of like the theme of this game, that it was very preventable. You just have somebody watching white stairs in a 4v2, maybe on a drone. None of that happens. None of it happens.
Because I think, too, I think I remember here earlier, Shreddy actually set up a drone for that White Stairs 2 on the corner. So, again, like you were talking about, the basics was flank watch. Someone should have seen Twist walking at White Stairs and been able to prevent it. Teddy was the only one dead at the moment, so I'm not sure what he was watching, per se. But like you said, that's easily preventable. If they just stop Shreddy, or they just kill Twist right there as he's flanking, it could have been the round. And then on top of that, even if they couldn't kill Twist there, Twist gets that pick, it's still 3v2. You're still going into the execute. As long as you just push together, not just all drop down the hatch, there's still time to relocate the dining or something like that. There's still time to work together, maybe get those drones downstairs, figure things out before you just drop down the hatch into Twist's welcoming arms. But hey, that's past. We're on to our next defense here from OUTLAST. They're upstairs once again, and hopefully they don't lose too many members early, because that was kind of the big issue. Losing Woos, losing Jewel within the first minute or so kind of put a huge detriment to the rest of the round.
Yes, losing that smoke very early on was extremely problematic for OUTLAST moving into their defense. Here, now the pressure is on a completely different side of the map. GUSIC are heavily prioritizing Master Bedroom, taking on Atheno inside a trophy, getting Armory pressure as well. In fact, I believe that's that's 4 members of GUSIC all in this area. Tristan the only exception, but of all the utility that matters is being poured onto the eastern side of the map right now. Twist is a little bit cut off inside of Armory, especially with Tristan now on that highway window. So if he wants to rotate out, he is basically stuck. Now with Baxwell down below, this is sometimes the issue with the Dorm's extension. If you're spotted, an easy nade from below could be the end of you, and that's exactly what happens. He's not finished off. He's still down. Oh, no! A nice shot by Baxwell, but Unlimited walking in front of his teammate. Not a good look.
That is tragic. That is horribly tragic. But with that control, at least, they've now opened up that wall into games. They've gotten that first part done. Now the question is, what if they take control attic, try and push these players back and take the control, or are they going to go maybe for White Stairs and go for a split take for Team GUSIC? Trade 1-for-1, nothing too crazy. Twist. Hey, at least he got a pick technically, right? You know. I guess maybe they goes for Woos, because Woos is the one that he was shooting at more than anything. But at this point, now we're going to see what Team GUSIC are going to do, because just having game control isn't enough. There's going to be, Jewel still alive with the canisters. There's still C4s in the way for stopping that plant. And Woos is still downstairs, who could go for a flank. So otherwise, if they just go straight for this push, it's not going to, unless they frag out and start just really killing these members on site, it's not looking great. Someone from the side of GUSIC needs to go, or at least a couple players need to go to a different section and go for a different play.
Those toxic canisters smoking out the breach. Nobody pushing from attic. Their sole, or technically not the sole point of entry, but effectively their sole side for entry and execution into the site can be very easily choked off by C4 from Nomad. If you can get into position, send one over that wall. A toxic canister. There's Nomad inside of Attic. Tristan goes for a clear, but again, no intel for GUSIC. OUTLAST can easily play off the mistakes of their opponent. Jewel picks up one as well, and now Teddy and Trady, they're in the same situation with an even lower man count and allies. OUTLAST 3 rounds in a row for their defense so far, and it seems that GUSIC's attacks are quickly just collapsing and devolving.
Yeah, that first attack on the side of GUSIC when it came to that top floor was getting attic control, getting someone on big window, getting players over by white stairs. It seemed like a pretty good play from the first time. Sure, it was more based on getting those kills. That's kind of reason why, the whole round kind of collapsed for OUTLAST. But just the fact you see that same kind of play from GUSIC, not GUSIC, from OUTLAST, it was same defense. So still having that person inside a trophy, having that half of that wall opened up inside of attic, yet they didn't send anyone over towards attic from Team GUSIC. They just kind of forgot how successful that first time attack was for them, and they all just kind of only stocked up on, hey, we're gonna open games and that's it. We're not going to push white stairs. We're not going to push window. We're not going to get into any kind of other angle. The only angle they tried to go for was attic, but it was late. They had no intel. They had zero intel on who was inside of attic. So Nomad just plays the wall that's still closed inside of attic and waits. Tristan jumps in, dead immediately.
Here, it was so far the shift ups for Team GUSIC and their attacks have not paid off. First round for Laundry, they went for a freezer laundry take. Funny enough, it was a bit messy, but it worked out. Their dorms attack, as Benny said, they went for attic, went for white stairs, worked out. On Laundry, they then shifted to a back tower take and bunker, didn't work out. Meeting take, that was one site. Won't talk about that. And then dorms, they switched up the take again, and it did not work. Right now, you can see Twist getting aggressive, and it appears that Team GUSIC are going for something more akin to their first attack, a freezer laundry take. This is where they spawned on that attack, I do believe, so they're at least clearing from the side. We'll know Twist's position, but he's not getting the kill. The Vigils now is in the wind.
He's trying to back off the moment. He should be able to at least evade the drones and back off, waste time for his team. And, well, this time it's a bit different of a defense. No mirrors this time from OUTLAST. Both times in their defense on the bottom floor, they've always brought that mirror in the past. This time they're going to, throw it to the wind. They can have Woos stick to the Womai instead, and Athena will pick up the mute, and then we'll have Twist on the Vigil. So there's gonna be some ability to waste time here from at least Twist on that with the ERC, just to make sure they can keep trying to drone from, keep wasting time trying to find him. And by the time they even do find him, it'll probably be in the wind back towards site, just wasting more and more time. And so without the mirrors, though, it should be easier, at least somewhat, for Team GUSIC to make that laundry push like they did last time, that laundry freezer push. But though, then again, they're going to need something, though. They need some kind of smokes or grenades to push those members off from OUTLAST, though.
I need something to clear out Twist from back tower stairs. Never mind, he clears out himself. He says, all right, minute 15 seconds, I'll now back off. There is one playing on those freezer stairs, though, and what do you know? Nobody has droned it out. Tristan is face-checking freezer stairs, and there is a Jaeger with an M870 standing on top of it. If that is not divine punishment, I don't know what is. Team GUSIC have before lost the opening duel, but still come back very strongly afterwards, gotten a 4v3 advantage. But here, there's so much more work to do, so many more bodies down on the site. This is looking difficult.
Yeah, this is where they lost a pair of grenades. It's not too crazy. They still have one more grenade inside of Shreddy, but their shields are still to be destroyed. They're still actually that's probably a problem. Is losing 2 grenades and there's still being shields you probably need to destroy. Things you need to get rid of and burn on the side of OUTLAST is going to be a problem. And the question is, can you even? They have 2 smokes and back, so that's the only real thing they have to really push some of these attackers or defenders off from their positions. But it's not enough, though. Just because it looks like Baxel's just trying to push through into that bunker area where nobody's waiting except for Jewel, who's playing it. He's gonna hear that probably. Can he get the kill, though? Jewel's got the shield in hand. He's just gonna back off the moment. Shotgun's out. Shreddy gets a kill in a twist, though, but Jewel's playing it great with the shotgun. He's gotten 2. You think he knows the third one's there? It's the last person left in Baxel, and Jewel finished him off.
Like what was that? What was that? What? Who made that call? Who made it? Don't be shy. Raise your hand.
You said it. It's been devolving since.
I want to know whose call was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to rush the bunker door, but we don't have an Ash or a Zofia, so I'll shoot it.
I'll just shoot the shield until it breaks.
They not have nades?
No, the last nade was Shreddy's nade. He didn't huck it because they wouldn't. I don't know why I didn't huck it either. Actually, I think pretty sure he had one nade left, and they just
Yeah,
didn't go for
like
it.
what was their plan? They were gonna push a smoke with a shotgun behind a shield
Hey,
that
it
hasn't
works
been
sometimes.
cleared.
Sometimes it's worked.
What'd they think would happen?
they thought Outlast would be fools.
Like, what was the play? What was the plan? What was the plan? By the way, we already have some results coming in.
Oh,
Okami and Nocturnes both won their game 7-0.
who'd they play?
Okami played Raven. Nocturnes played Somalia plus India. Oh, and Cursed Daddies have also won their game. I don't know if that was 7-0 or what was it, but they won their game as well. So already have some results coming in. If you want to follow some of these results, or, well, just follow us in general, stroke our ego, follow us on Twitter at SCS_esports. Also, if you want to do me a massive favor right now, I can't remember, but...
What?
Oh, wait. I was going to talk about exclamation mark play, but then I realized that we're in the last part of... We're in Qualifier 2. We don't need to do that anymore.
Yo, exclamation mark play. You can play in the qualifiers.
Don't do exclamation mark play anymore. The qualifier is already happening. If you need to do exclamation mark play, you missed it. Sorry.
You gotten so used to it that you just thought it was a reflex.
No, literally, it was sheer muscle memory. I was like, oh, round 7, time to do it. I was like, wait, it's not valid.
Oh, anyway, so on the first defense from Team GUSIC, they have a chance to bring it back. You know, they get 2 rounds on attack, which is to be expected from Oregon. Oregon's very defensive side. It's very difficult for teams. So we'll see how they do here. And of course, well, again, the mirror windows are the big thing here. And the last time the mirror windows were dealt with by a Twitch, which Outlast is not bringing. So the question is, how are they going to deal with these mirror windows? Maybe you'll smoke them out. Maybe have, you know, a grenade push the player out. Hard to say. But so far, again, now we're going to see the basics from Outlast. Because we saw from Team GUSIC, there were many times where someone was not droned and, you know, someone from Outlast got away with murder.
It'd be pretty cool if that didn't happen this time. They at least know that there might be somebody on Big Tower Stairs. They will know now. Twist will spot out Tristan, who's still playing there aggressively. Jewel deciding to fire some shots over there. You know, just be like, hey, don't push. On up and down next to Thermic now. That's exactly what he'll do. He will open up that E-box hatch, and appears that's, well, it's a back tower take. Looks like we're seeing. A very odd lineup, by the way, Benny. You have an Ash, a Zero,
Thermite?
a Buck.
Did they think they were going upstairs?
Thermite with Hibana on board.
Yeah.
Very interesting lineup.
And if you want to push the person out of E-box, like the X-Kairos are kind of like required.
Yeah.
So maybe they did think it was top floor, maybe, and they thought that's why they brought the Buck and the Thermite. Because that would make sense if you're going top floor. Buck and Thermite could help out. But definitely interesting that they brought these 2 characters for this lineup. And it's just Zero too. Zero's like been helpful at certain times, but it's always been kind of iffy depending on what happens.
I mean, he does have those 2 hard breach charges.
Wow.
However, the Thermite's now dead, so that's unlucky. All right, so that's why you bring the Hibana, is you can clear out that exact position that Tristan was playing. Or maybe Twist could use his nades.
Yeah,
That'd be a good one too. But unfortunately, Twist has both of his nades.
He's
Okay.
also alone.
He's also alone. Well, this clear hasn't been very good so far. And now they're in a 3v5. What are they to do? They want to go for a bunker E-box back tower take, but, well, all they have are flashes and grenades, but used far later than they should have. They have these 3 flashbangs, and what do you know? They drop. Teddy's able to get 1 kill. Can he get the second? Easy 1 pump with a shotgun. Don't even have to worry about it. A flawless round for Team GUSIC to start out, mostly because that was not the best take that I've ever seen from Outlast.
It was a pretty normal take for like big tower. You open the hatch, you try, but they didn't bring Hibana, so you can't push out the player from barrels unless, well, you use a grenade. Which again, the only person with grenades was Twist, or maybe use the Ash, have those breach charges sent that way. But we can see there in the replay, they didn't do that. They just ran in. It's almost like we just saw the same play from GUSIC, where you just run in the bunker and expect something to happen, which I don't know what you were expecting.
Yeah.
And I love too, like Tristan kills Jewel, and Wooz just seems totally oblivious to his position.
Yeah. Well, moving on. They're running the same lineup, except now Nomad is Sledge.
For this site? I guess if you need the nades. But the buck was nice though.
Yes, but now, I mean, I guess you don't technically need a Maverick, but now you have to go below to clear out those mute jammers. I mean, I guess since you have the sledge, you could send a nade in through maybe the generator window. Try to get the mute jammer there. You could either ash charge below for the mute jammer placed on the attic wall, but if you want to go for maybe an attic bedroom take, it's a lot harder. Maybe they're going for something over my big window and white stairs, where maybe you don't need to open the attic wall as much. You really just need to open that bedroom wall. I don't know. But this take feels like they're restricting themselves a little bit unnecessarily.
The zero is interesting too. They seem they brought zero both times so far, which the can openers are nice. You can use the can openers, maybe an attic instead. But then the question, like you said, well, you either destroy the mute jammers, but you can go below, maybe as the ash, or go below and maybe just throw a grenade through one of the windows, or throw below. We'll see what they do. You could also use the Argus cams from zero to shoot it into that area and just destroy it from that from above, like shoot it through the top of the reinforcement and get the mute jammer below. You could do that. We'll see what Atheno does with his Argus cams. He's going to throw one to watch if someone flanks from the bottom of those laundry stairs. Looks like nobody from GUSIC is there. Mostly everyone GUSIC seems to be on site for the moment, except two players. Actually, no, there's one player far off. Actually, it's Tristan, and I believe I saw the other player. Was there a player downstairs? Yeah, it's Shrady. He's coming up freezer stairs. So there is a bit of roaming from Team GUSIC. Nothing crazy. It looks like they're going to force, of course, open up that game's wall. They use one of those. Looks like they use one of those ash charges to open from below. That's the first start here for OUTLAST. Otherwise, pretty normal.
Yeah, use one of those ash charges to open up the bedroom wall. Okay, this is what we expected to do. No matter what lineup you can bring, you're usually going to be able to open up this wall. But now this is where they need to start rotating to other places. Because you could push a Matic. If you wanted to, you could rotate over to big tower, or not big tower, small tower and big window. That is where Nomad currently is. So if that's the take they're going for, then attic wall isn't much of a concern. You don't need to be concerned with these gunfights, though. Twist wins the first, finds Teddy sitting all the way over inside of dorms. There's one player to the hard right of big window, sees the sledge's shoulder. It's a very dangerous position for Unlimited to play. He swings the window, but he loses the fight. Probably anticipating a nade coming on through, plays his life here. Now Shrady's on low HP as well, on an equally difficult position, but 3 kills are earned. But OUTLAST still hold the man advantage firmly in their grasp. Tristan on 1 HP, I think somehow manages to get a kill through the floor. Baxel finishes him off with the smoke. Now we're at even 2v2, but Baxel alone on the site right now. Tristan all the way down below. No. That means the smoke has to go with both. But hipfire headshot. Twist whiffs his fight with the LMG. Now Woos, he has the diffuser. That's good. But it's a 1v2 now. He could have been the round winner. Could have got that bomb down with Twist on the coverage, but Twist opted to swing. And now with 30 seconds left, Woos has to try to find some way to win this round. Malusi's on 1 HP. If he can take the fight with Baxel uncontested, he could win, but oh no. They have intel on his position. He's got to pre-fire the Malusi. Wants to go for it. It's exactly what he'll do. Flick around at the right second. Baxel peeks his head out, but the shots are lost. He rotates across. Miraculously, they still have active pings on his position, but neither have fallen. Woo's on 1 HP. Can he take him down? Ooh, Baxel wins it by the skin of his teeth. That round did not need to be as close as it was, and yet, it was.
Wow, that was looking good for OUTLAST at first there, because OUTLAST were doing some great shots. They were opening up that wall. They did the basics there, opening up that wall. But then you saw Twist get the first pick. They destroyed the shield. And from there, Twist was getting some good picks for his team. He was getting his team pushing in, but Baxel, great job with the smoke. Even though they were losing members, they were falling apart. You saw, one player also swing the window to Nomad. Nomad wins that fight, but then Baxel was able to refrag. On top of that, he throws that smoke canister perfectly on the planter, stops plant from happening immediately inside of games, causes those members from OUTLAST to then push forward, push into site farther in. And from there, it was looking good, but they're still in the disadvantage. You're still in a 2v3. And it was difficult for them at that point, because it's like, how are you going to do this? I thought Twist was going to win the fight too, because Twist is an LMG. You expect Twist at that point to
also, look at that. Baxel was on 1 HP.
He was on 1 HP? What the? Yo, that was crazy. I thought Baxel was going to die there too, because he was in a corner, and I thought Twist knew he was, so I thought Twist would just pre-fire him with the LMG. So I thought it was over at that point, but Twist loses the fight. Baxel, great job, and leaves Woos in a 1v2, and Woos somehow able to swing white stairs, get the pick onto the other player, Tristan, and then make it a 1v1. Even though I thought that was a crossfire. So, crazy things happen, and Team GUSIC, great job winning 2 in a row. They tie it up now. We'll see if they can win the third on a tertiary site.
hat trick here will certainly be good for GUSIC, especially after attacking half that really could have been a lot better, even though you got the 4-2. You got what you needed. Could have been a lot better for GUSIC. In fact, this game could very well be over right now if they're able to achieve the full potential of their attacking half based on the mistakes that OUTLAST are making. That was not the case, but Tristan is certainly trying to compensate for that fact here. You can see him trying to get an angle outside of the bedroom doorway, but nobody peeks their head. In fact, Woo sends a drone in before he does so. Smart play for him. Could have easily died to the Malusi. Trist will still try to take a fight and lose a lot of HP as a result. He even retakes it, fires a couple shots. Very risky play from the Malusi, and so far, it has not paid off whatsoever.
I guess I said whoever swings the most wins, right? But maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, I suppose quality over quantity would be the name of the game here.
Oh, that Twist is going to destroy something on. Looks like the barbed wire on the white stairs. Looks like OUTLAST are looking to push these players off, and Bax with a jump out though, able to take down Nomad. There goes the heart of the soft breacher in Nomad. So soft breaching, well, you know, that could have been something they needed later on if they get to that point. The Woo's a great shot onto eliminate, so down another player upstairs. Tristan's low HP too, because Tristan could also be taken out pretty quickly. But also, I believe Baxwell should be upstairs still. But Woo's actually taken down through the wall, getting on a drone, finished off by Tristan. Great shots, and not a great place to get on a drone.
No, unfortunately, Tristan's low HP not mattering in the end, but I was about to say, Baxwell's still upstairs. He's on 1 HP, spotted through the floor. Twist reveals his position by walking into a Banshee, but thankfully, he's not in as easy to shoot of a spot as Woos was, so he can back off to the bottom of white stairs, and he doesn't have to worry too much. Tristan's still playing his life inside of attic. He has the hatch to escape, so it's not as risky with an escape avenue right in front of him, and nobody for OUTLAST appears to be the wiser right now. Jewel is holding the doorway, so they might have an idea that the Malusi's close by. Beyond that, still upstairs control for OUTLAST, but tentatively for the moment.
Just slow but surely. They don't have Nomad anymore, so they don't have the sledge to open up the floor and try and create this execute. So now it's coming to the question, what intel does OUTLAST have here? I guess these cams, these Argus cams from Athena could prove to be important here. Not only getting intel on site, but maybe intel on flanks as well, knowing maybe if Tristan does go for that push later on in the round. Looks to be a kitchen push so far. Jewel's looking around, but he's getting smoked off by Shreddy's position inside security. Teddy's got a great position well to help out Shreddy in that position, but Jewel, he's going to open the wall up, and Tristan, he's waiting for Virtual Shreddy to push up. Do they have a drone or something to shoot up? But no, get down Athena. He goes down from shot from Tristan. Twist is going to push in there. Teddy's already taking down Jewel though, so now Twist is going to make all the play by himself, and he can only do so much. Tristan will finish him off, and GUSIC, they're in the lead now, 5-4.
Again, looked a bit tricky, especially after GUSIC gained so much room on their roam to the top floor. But OUTLAST still did a good job at pushing on through, despite the losses and the defense in their way. But even then, it's been a problem that we've seen for both teams on Oregon so far, and that these takes have been very one-sided, and the damage incurred early on has not been mitigated, changed, or remedied by the end. At that point, it was like, okay, we have top floor. What kind of plan do you want to go for? I can't really open up the stage wall at this point. Security's still a little bit of an issue. I guess we just got to push in. That's exactly what they did. Twist just sends it into security. They try to go for kills. They don't even have the single panel open. Someone inside of the site can play fairly safely. It was close. Sure. Twist could have easily got that second kill sprang into Greenhall. Sure. But again, it's an execute that came down to gunfights, as we've seen plenty of times in this game so far. And the attack always seems to get half their take, but they struggle to get the other 50%. For OUTLAST, so far, it's been the difference maker, and GUSIC have won 3 rounds because of it.
I say, yeah, at least we see a better strategy from the side of OUTLAST a little bit. But like you said, it's always been that transition into that percent, that last execute. Especially when, you know, OUTLAST or Team GUSIC are down utility, down personnel. It seems difficult for them to recover or try to, you know, recreate that execute without that utility, without that manpower. So we go back downstairs for Team GUSIC, and well, this is again another time where a misplay, not really, I don't want to say misplay, just not even a play. This was a round where two players, or there was just two players go down, just pushing bunker despite knowing, maybe they didn't know, but just a player inside E-box, inside of that barrels area, just playing the position, and he gets 2 picks because 2 of the players from OUTLAST just rush in to their demise. So it's like plays like that where I just don't understand what OUTLAST are doing. We'll see how they do this time, though. They're pushing big tower for the moment, looking to try and find any roamers from Team GUSIC, any outliers they can pick off to try and make that execute easier later on. Because otherwise, it seems like when, it's been even manpower, it's been difficult for these teams to try and make an execute happen for the attack at least.
Well, so far, OUTLAST haven't had to run into too much trouble just yet, so thankfully for them, 5v5, they can still go about their plan normally for the moment. They can use the 0 for those 2 can openers, those hard breach charges, can openers as you like to call them. It does provide a nice substitute for the Hibana when it comes to these hatches in particular, but again, same issue as last time. How are you to push Tristan off of that door now? They have the Rotera drones, so they have done that successfully, but he can still play aggressively there, just not behind a shield. And that will be a forever problem if you don't have those Exkyros to deny that position. There's also the curious case of Baxel inside a bunker, and he needs to take him down, and that's something they failed to do last time. Can they use Twist utility or those Rotera drones properly? Only time will tell, but Twist instead just swings. He trades himself out, but still seems like just questionable plays and unnecessary plays overall.
Well, they're doing the basics times at least. Looks like you can destroy that shield. No, what? That didn't destroy the shield? Hey, they got the kill though at least. Woo's somehow get the kill despite the explosion, but someone pushes up straight again, aggressive. He takes one, can't get the second though. Teddy takes down Jewel over Big Tower. Unlimited, refragging back, knowing they're pushing in there, and Teddy's gonna finish off Athena on the back tower stairs. GUSIC aggress in those dire moments, seeing team members fall apart, and they'll win that round, putting them at match point.
What is happening?
I would say that was better from OUTLAST at least. Somewhat.
I mean, it's not like it was bad. It's just, it started with an Ash charge. I can't even tell you what happened with that Ash charge. I don't know if it went past the shield. I don't know if it glitched. I can't tell you. Looked like it glitched. I'm not 100% certain. They still get the kill, miraculously. So that's good. Then the Mira pushes up, and honestly, kind of like the case of Atheno all the way back in that first Dorms defense, that Mira probably should win the fight on the Flores, but the Flores just Chad pushes in through the doorway, and I think that just caught the Mira off guard. Loses that fight. Again, it came very close. OUTLAST were just pushing through a doorway, basically. Twist was on back tower stairs. He got that nade kill, sure. Still gave up his life in a way that might have been a little bit unnecessary. And once again, GUSIC were like, okay, you're just pushing for one side of the map. Not the biggest problem for us. Somebody pushes back tower stairs late. They can easily be cleaned up once the bunker push falls. It was close again, yes, but it's another one-sided push from, well, both of these teams on their attacks. And I just don't see OUTLAST winning this because of that. They've shown no sign of improvement.
Yeah. Oh, I would say
substantially.
They showed a bit of improvement. They showed a better time dealing with some utility, but like you said, nobody tried to push back their stairs at a better pace with that bunker push. There was no E-box drop. There was no other angle from the side of OUTLAST besides that. And like you said, they just kind of Team GUSIC just waited for it. They took those fights. At that point, when one member falls, well, you're only pushing one direction, so another member just takes their place. And they're winning those gunfights, winning those refrags. Well, looks like Unlimited is going to see one gem replicator, and they're going to push forward for this top floor site from the side of GUSIC. Members OUTLAST are pushing quick, though. They're pushing that bottom floor quickly, and you see there is a bottom floor roam set up by Team GUSIC in that kitchen security area. Tristan's going to peek out once again. He's been given a escape down that hatch, so we'll see how long he lives here for the moment. We'll see if he can get any picks off of it, or if he's just going to waste time for the moment. But otherwise, it looks to be a maybe White Tower big window take for OUTLAST.
If that's the case, clearing the Melusi out of security will be the name of the game, at least for the moment. You do have to deal with some other things. The bedroom wall, for example, Teddy is just there.
What the?
Probably could have died if the attack was cognizant of his position. Thankfully, they weren't. So Teddy can move back to the site, and we can just all pretend like that sordid affair didn't actually happen. OUTLAST kicking off what they're doing, setting up these 0 cams to watch the flank downstairs. Twist perpetually holding over the bottom white to see if anybody rotates over. Minute 30, and OUTLAST is still just trying to go with their clear, but they do get a kill. Baxel the smoke in a parallel to Jewel. One of the Dorms attacking rounds loses his life inside a Dorms, and OUTLAST for the first time have a bit of an opening.
That is a great start to deal with the smoke, but this is one member off, and well, they're pushing through this game side. Now the smoke canisters aren't there to stop their push from game forward. But what other angle are they going to push in big window? Nomad with another kill onto Teddy, just holding this position outside the big window. 2 members have gone down to his reign sitting out there. Can he get a third though? Twist though elsewhere is taken down by Tristan, right downstairs, I'm assuming. So at this point, it's going to be a it should be a pretty easy transition onto site with the man advantage. Tristan, someone from GUSIC now have to get aggressive. Tristan's gonna be the person, it looks like.
Ooh, wow. Woo's going absolutely massive over inside a trophy, but there's Shrady, another impactful kill, retakes white for the moment, but that's not Diffuser. It's still a 1v3 with the Diffuser inside of the site. So if that was maybe Diffuser dropped on white, could have made something happen, but a beautiful shot onto Nomad suddenly makes things a little bit different. He's got to cut through Woo's now the Thermite as well, and 2 kills are all Shrady will get before OUTLAST move their way to close match point. Just 1 round, we go to overtime.
1 more round, OUTLAST. They can bring it back here, and that was just, it seemed like almost like a redo of what we saw from Team GUSIC on their attack from OUTLAST. Just Team GUSIC, though, again, like we saw from OUTLAST, just giving kills early. Members from Team GUSIC swing or being caught off rotates. You saw there, Nomad getting 2 picks on the big window, and then we saw members coming from, you know, from that game side, from that trophy side, picking off members from Team GUSIC again and again. Just kind of leaving it just slowly falling apart for Team GUSIC. So 1 more chance for Team GUSIC. 1 more chance to put this down in regulation. We'll see. They go back upstairs once again, and we'll see what they do differently. Because otherwise, is it just not being caught off guard? Is it being ready for those players who may be on positions you're not expecting, like big window? What is the change here for Team GUSIC?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Well, fortunately for OUTLAST, or actually, opposite. Fortunately for OUTLAST, the plan was not disrupted all that much. Very happy at that. But Team GUSIC, we saw them try to get aggressive. We saw Twist perpetually quick peeking Twist over down on the bottom of White Stairs. Saw Shrady also trying to get aggressive down below. Nothing really worked out, especially losing the smoke inside the site early on. It seemed like 2 players just rotated in front of big window, and momentum quickly fell out of GUSIC's favor at that point. For the players on site, maybe it is a matter of just trying not to get caught off guard like that. If you know they're going to go master bedroom, odds are there's going to be somebody big window. It might suck, but play a little bit safe. Don't try to rotate in front of that window. And then downstairs, maybe get a little bit more aggressive. Maybe try to double swing Twist if there's only 1 guy over there. Make them try and work for that control over on White Stairs. Either ways, 1 of those 2, hopefully both.
Yeah, I was, Shrady came back a bit too late too as well, trying to rotate and try to flank OUTLAST at that point too. So if you are going to get aggressive, trying to make up manpower, maybe just do it quicker or better timing per se. But actually, that's a missed Ash charge from Woos. That's a bit of a problem. Of course, you can just go and rectify it pretty easily by going back to classroom. I'm assuming someone is going to tell him that, and he's probably going to go back downstairs to the classroom, fix his mistake, and we'll see. Once again, it's going to be pushing that game side. It looks like maybe someone's going over towards Attic this time, so it seems to be that Attic games push we usually see from teams. As you know, Athena looking to a push up here. Twist has already made his way into big window. It looks like Athena is going to use that Argus cam to try and destroy the gem, but can't quite see it. Can you just shoot it on top of the reinforcement because it's a different shape for the new gemmer?
You might actually be able to.
So all of this is just kind of like,
oh, he doesn't have 2 Arguses anymore. Unlucky, I suppose. But again, this is another issue with OUTLAST lineup, is you could just bring a Maverick. And now you've wasted 2 Arguses, make that 3 Arguses. You've lost a nade as well. And yet the Mute Jammer still stands. Will they take more? Wow. Twist has got the opening pick again onto Baxel. The smoke inside of dorms has not been long for this world, no matter what OUTLAST seem to do. And OUTLAST have, even though they might be struggling to open up that attic wall, they've still successfully gone with most of their takes so far. Shrady spotted by a drone. Twist finally goes in for the kill. Catches Shrady as he tries to take that angle. And look at this, Benny. They're finally opening up that attic wall. But are things collapsing too quickly? Maybe not so. Everyone's dead, actually. In the grave, I should say. Unlimited in the 1v4. E falls too. You might have had the worst attic push of all time. But thankfully, everyone on the defense peeked you on the opposite side of the map. So doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's kind of almost a refresh of the round before that. Just members of GUSIC peaking, getting aggressive, taking fights, and losing. And like, I'm sure GUSIC are great at gunfights, but I don't think you want to just challenge over and over again, expecting to win them. You're not always going to win them, and it's just kind of what happens when you're just going for that same style over and over again. At this point, Outlast, this time around, they seemingly knew what was going on. They seemingly able to catch every single aggressor from Team GUSIC off, just catch them off guard, catch them in a position where they're getting aggressive in the point of winning that, and they're not able to take any kills, and remember falling apart. So we go on to we're in overtime. We're back to attacking for Outlast. So this is kind of an issue now. If defense has been, the outlier for wins here, can Outlast change the trend and win 2 of their attacks? Maybe even win an attack and then a defense and just put it away right here.
Well, basement seemed a little bit problematic, even on their previous attempt, which, again, as you said, there were some improvements, but nothing all too substantial. Looking like, based on the history, this should be a win for GUSIC unless Outlast are able to build something a little bit better. Again, they're not bringing the Hibana. So far this entire time, Tristan has proved to be an ever-present issue. Even when he was traded out, when he was the first defender to fall, he still got a kill on the player sent to take him out. Not bringing that Hibana gives Tristan far more freedom than he should have. Now, Shrady also running a Mira as well. Gonna have to deal with those black mirrors in addition to the other problems inherent in GUSIC's setup. Benny, which is why aren't they bringing a Hibana? Why aren't they doing it?
Hey, well, at least they got the mirror, not the mirror, the Twitch this time though. If Twist can be just as good as Baxo was, those mirror windows are kaput. But I will agree, bringing Hibana will be nice though. Hibana's been just great for hatches. Like the thermite, why would you need a thermite on the bottom floor? Just because you think about like how the rounds have gone for, what is the one site that Team GUSIC have always won? It's been that bottom floor. So wouldn't you expect them to be in the bottom floor with the mirror? So the Hibana would be perfect. Hey, one window dealt with, one Vulcan shield dealt with. Great job. Hey, Twist is already doing great with those shields, well, not shields, with those Twitch drones. Great job then. But again, I would love to see the Hibana here rather than the thermite. We'll see how it works out, because even otherwise, the only thing Jules opened up has been that hatch. He hasn't been able to use that exothermic charge anywhere else.
Good play by Twist. Good play by Woos now. Teddy getting aggressive on those freezer stairs. Loses his life in the process. So your freezer player is now dead for a freezer laundry push. That is very problematic. Thankfully, Tristan can fill that void pretty easily as well. Sure, maybe not the same gun, but he still has a C4, so effectively this position is very similar, if not the same. Tristan could send it over to the bottom of freezer stairs, but with the drone coming through, he decides to push out. But he's torn between playing this long haul position, which he would have done previously, and now playing freezer stairs as well. So Outlast putting a bit further strain on GUSIC's defense as they open up other parts of freezer.
Well, the big thing here is the fact that at least the closet mirror is still up for Team GUSIC, so that laundry play is going to depend on whether or not they can either just frag out or kill Shrady behind the mirror, or smoke it out. Try and smoke out Shrady so they can't get that pick, and try and deal with the person right by the other mirror window and Unlimited, who's playing this corner by the bomb chassis, and Tristan playing the hallway. Because otherwise, at this point, it seems like now it's a stall for Outlast. Because at this point, this issue now, you got to walk into this laundry mirror, and this laundry freezer take has to be synchronized. If one play goes faster than the other, people are going to cut off on crossfires from Team GUSIC. So we need to see something from here from Outlast to deal with this closet mirror. Is it going to be a grenade? Is it going to be a smoke canister? So far, it's been nothing.
Well, it might finally be something if Tristan can play his cards right, but no! The bullets go all around the Ash, nowhere he wants. Still Twist to pick up his second kill of the round. Shrady falls, Unlimited 2. HP dropping dramatically for GUSIC at the same pace as the bodies, and Backsoul is not long for this world either. I said Outlast needed to make improvements, and, well, they did, though partially on the back of GUSIC maybe getting a bit over-aggressive.
Yeah, that was a standstill for quite a while between Outlast and GUSIC there, just sitting in freezer, sitting in laundry. And Tristan, I don't know if he's getting antsy, I don't know if he wanted to make a play for whatever reason, but he gets aggressive, misses his shots, gets taken out, and that's a stepping stone for Outlast to start making the push. Sure, it was still difficult at that point because he still had the mirror, but they pushed through. They had members watching that mirror window. If he peeks out the mirror window, then push the player behind the bomb chest to kill him from freezer side. Because they killed Tristan, and Tristan was, well, first of all, they already lost the first freezer player. Tristan was playing 2 positions. He was playing freezer and playing the hallway. So once he dies, there's nobody playing the hallway. Unlimited's only one playing by the bomb chassis, so they can push through freezer, kill him, make sure they can deal with the person behind the bomb chassis, or not bomb chassis, behind the mirror window in the closet by just pre-firing, throwing grenades, throwing flashes, and then make their way through and get those kills. So again and again, Team GUSIC getting punished for their aggression.
Now it's OUTLAST who get the boon of the defense. GUSIC had some very solid attacks built off, again, the mistakes of OUTLAST, but sure, OUTLAST, they started looking on the defense, but again, it was mainly GUSIC sort of fumbling the bag so hard that OUTLAST eventually was like, oh, this is what we should start doing on our defenses. If GUSIC can channel some of that energy they got in their first 2 rounds, this could easily, very easily, be round 15 going to overtime. In fact, the first round GUSIC won was on this very site.
5 seconds to go.
But again, with how quickly they started just completely collapsing in the second part of their attacking round, I'm worried that just based off of the 4 rounds they played, we're going to see that GUSIC, and in that case, could be an 8-6. In fact, could be very likely we see an 8-6.
Well, at least we see Habana here from the side of GUSIC. So, and then
Yes.
again, there's no mute or any hard breach now, so they can use his X-Gyros to open hatches, maybe even try to destroy his mirrors. But the thing here is there's no Twitch. So the only way they're going to deal with these mirrors is through a grenade, through X-Gyros, maybe trying to smoke them out. Teddy taking heavy damage by an early peek from Twist on that Alda. He's going to back off towards Big Tower. Some early aggression from a roaming Maestro. Not something I see very often. And one person looking to push through Big Tower. It's
Oh,
unlimited.
no.
Oh no, the drone's already been past that point. But oh,
left.
good thing Twist is backed off.
Like, oh no, he's got it. Oh no, he left. Never mind. Oh no, he's coming back with a
I
vengeance.
don't know what he's doing anymore.
Twist. I mean, this is just Twist is getting active, as the kids say. Twist is he's getting mobile inside a kitchen right now. If he dies, your evil eyes are now stationary, so that's not great. But
Oh no, they move now. That's the change.
well, now Twist is continuing to get active on the bottom of White Stairs. The attack still does not know
no.
his position, and there's the Nomad. Finally, we anticipated a kill on Unlimited early on, but this time here, Twist gets it and now creeps not into the depths of Oregon, but up into the heights. A nice transition, a nice flick onto Baxel. The Jackal goes to hunt him down, but with no intel, he face checks and can only land some shots into the body of Twist before, again, the Maestro escapes scot-free.
And once again, now we're in a man disadvantage for Team GUSIC going into the execute. Sure, great job with X-Gyros, able to destroy that mirror window, but you're only 2 people going down into a laundry freezer take. Shreddy elsewhere looking to push by himself in a laundry. Teddy's a great shot on Athena though. 1 player goes down. Still playing freezer though, and oh my god, Nomad with the M870 denying the laundry push. So now it's just 2 members and Teddy and Tristan pushing through freezer, trying to find their way in a 4v2. He's gonna take a woos though. Teddy's been on tear right now. He's trying to make up for his team, but Jules there to put him down on the floor. Tristan will take down Twitch, just falling down the hatch. He's gonna 1v2 on already on low HP, being smoked off. Nope. There's 2 shotguns in his way, and he's gonna try and find a pick though. He downs Jewel actually. It's now 1v1. 40 seconds here for him, but this allows Nomad to get the pick up because the smoke canisters in the way. Tristan can't push forward. He's gonna put forward into another smoke canister. Doesn't take any damage. He's going to work his way around. Been spotted by one of those Maestro cams that now can move when you're on the spectator cam, which is a great, I guess, I don't know, to change I'm not exactly aware of or maybe agree with. But Tristan, can he find a player that's unaware of position? Both players have shotguns, though. So both players have close quarter capability. And Tristan's going to walk right into position for Nomad to take him down. And OUTLAST will take it 8-6 here on a map that, well, I thought was going to go GUSIC's way after one point.
Yeah, based on the first 2 rounds, it looked pretty good, especially when you had absolute heaters like OUTLAST failing to clear a mute jammer off attic wall. It seemed like GUSIC had it pretty good, but on those 2 defenses, especially that last one, OUTLAST, keywords I suppose, getting active. Exactly what they did. They won the round, and I guess effectively the game on top of it. So very close one. In fact, Benny, if you recall, last week we did the qualifiers on our day. We frequently were the last game up. What do you know? Same story here. It was the last game in the bracket in round number 1, and it has just finished.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if we can pick the same kind of, close games this time around, because a lot of these teams are pug stacks, teams we haven't seen before. So it's gonna be interesting if we can still pick those games that are gonna be the close ones, gonna be the long ones going through. But hey, first one done so far. Great job to OUTLAST to get a first win. We'll see if this time they can make it to that close qualifier, maybe make it to SCS Stage 2, SCS6 Stage 2.
Oh, what do you think? What do you think the matchup's gonna be next? What are you feeling?
Oh, who do you think's playing next though? I want to see.
Guess one of the matchups. What do you think it'll be?
Let's see based on who won though first. I gotta see who won though. See what's
Who
the
won?
Who won? Because it's gonna be because it's Swiss, so you're gonna. It's
You
gonna
want
pair
me?
the
You want me
teams
to
up with the
name
same.
all 27?
No,
right
I'm
now?
gonna look myself. I'm just saying.
I'll
It's
do
gonna
it.
pair up teams with similar stats, so I gotta see who won so far. Oh, we're gonna see Breezy's Kittens versus 99 Burglars.
Well, you heard it here first. You'll see Breezy's Kittens versus 99 Burglars as one of our many matchups. We will not see Outlast or GUSIC as our next matchup because, of course, Outlast won their game 8-6. Good job to them. Funny enough, Benny, a lot of the teams that either, to be honest, I forgot to... I probably should have put in the top 16, but I forgot.
No.
Well, like GUSIC, to be fair, but that ended up actually vindicating me a little bit based on their performance in this game. So I was right by accident. But some of those teams, like Okami, like Nocturnes, had very good starts to the day so far. Of course, it only is one round, so the teams I was kind of being a bit mean to are starting off. They are starting off okay. But again, that is the last game of this bracket. We're not going to a break. You have one thing to say, Benny. Want to thank one of our other sponsors, Mavix Gaming Chairs, the producer of Gaming Chairs, sponsored by famous e-athletes. I don't know why I said that word. That was a spur of the moment decision of me getting active with it. I don't know why I did that. Like Scump, as I always mention, they have a AC built into their chairs. You can get them either you could pay whole price right now, but if you don't have that kind of money, as myself, I'm a college student, I have to buy instant ramen. You can pay monthly installments of as low as $22 a month. Not only is that low in terms of installments, it's also nice because it's all the same number. Gotta like that. Go to mavix.com/nerdstreetgamers to get one of your own. Get a high quality gaming chair built with you, the gamer, in mind. Benny, you got anything else? Got anything else to say before we send it to a break?
You said e-athletes.
I literally, so fun fact, by the way, I can't like visualize things, so I only think in words.
Okay.
As I was forming, I pictured my grandmother calling something an e-athlete, and I was like, yeah, I'm saying that.
You pictured your grandma saying?
Yeah, because she said it before. But
Did
anyway,
she? Okay. That
yeah,
makes sense, I
she'd
guess.
actually say it. It's not like I just pictured something random.
Okay.
That is all of the games for round number 1. We're going to throw it to a quick break, producing the next round, and then we'll be back with another matchup momentarily. We'll see you then.
B3, make that a 1v2.
2 seconds left. It's gonna come down.
Favor, make it a third as he looks up. Make it up. Finds the drop. 3.